Before the sun and the moon there was the song, and its music awoke the first dawn. Its melodies so delighted the stones and trees that some of them gained a voice of their own, and now they sing too. Learn the song and you too can teach the mountains to sing and dance. The very concept of the cosmos being a work of art really resonates with my own beliefs. The idea that a great power known as the Song of Creation still resonates and sort of echoes through eons is extremely beautiful to me. Birds of the College of Creation heed those echoes and reach out to them and master their craft of storytelling and singing to amplify them, run through the prism of their own creativity and weave something new. They can route this energy into somewhat destructive force, bringing the inspiration of their companions to a whole new level. They can sing a sword into existence, or a torch when there is no light, or even a boat to cross a river. And given they practice enough, they can even bring those creations to life. This subclass really speaks to me, so let's have a glimpse on the rules and mechanics and see if it meets our expectations. You're watching Lutes and Dice, and I'm your bard, Folkard. Be sure to subscribe and turn the notifications on so you won't miss any new reviews or guides on Lutes and Dice. Most of these subclasses featured in Tasha's Cauldron of Everything are new to me because I'm not a fan of Unearthed Arcana. I've tried using several rules back in the day and I thought they were absolutely unplayable, and I don't really have that much time to playtest everything, so I stopped following these releases. That being said, I will still point out the differences. I can see how that might interest somebody. College of Creation is a subclass strongly oriented towards supporting your party, as you might say about the entire Bard class, but what I mean is this one especially. It has an upgraded bardic inspiration that gives benefits to your allies, and the Bard of the College of Creation can literally create mundane objects out of thin air. So if your party needs a can opener, you will be there to save everybody from starvation. But seriously, you can create all sorts of non-magical stuff, weapons, tools, any medium object within a certain price range, and you can create bigger objects on higher level, and even animate them. I think that this subclass will truly bloom to its full potential if you approach it in a really positive and creative way. It makes sense. College of Creation would require some creativity from you because, you know, features like Performance of Creation provide a certain amount of freedom to you, but it sort of doesn't do all the work for you. You have to imagine, think. It's a tool that expands your problem-solving arsenal. Of course, you can't rely upon beating an entire campaign by pulling rabbits out of a hat. This might become tiring for you and everybody else. You still have your normal spells to cast, your mouth to talk your way out of situations. This creation thing is only one side of you, even if it's the biggest side. I guess what I'm trying to say is that in my opinion the Bard class in general is one class that I can't even imagine in play without a good amount of role-playing or goofing around, as opposed to somebody like an assassin. Anyway, let's have a closer look at the actual features. I have to mention that Tasha's Cauldron of Everything introduces new optional general class features as well. A level 2 feature, Magical Inspiration, allows you to use Bardic Inspiration to increase healing or damage amount, and the Bardic Versatility on level 4 allows you to replace cantrips and choose other skills for your expertise feature. You can use Bardic Versatility only when you reach a level that grants you the Ability Score Improvement feature. Both of these are purely optional. So when we pick the College of Creation on level 3, we get Mode of Potential and Performance of Creation. Mode of Potential is a tiny, intangible, and invulnerable mote that orbits a creature that was granted Bardic Inspiration from you. You can choose its exact appearance on your own. Some examples include a musical note, a star, a flower, or another symbol of art or life that you choose. So when your ally uses the Bardic Inspiration, the mode is going to amplify the effect in 3 possible ways. If it's an ability check, the creature can roll an inspiration die twice and choose any of the 2 results. Attack roll deals some extra damage to each creature of your choice within 5 feet of the mode, and save and throw will grant temporary hit points to the inspired creature. These effects are almost unchanged compared to the Unearthed Arcana. The attack roll now hits the target and each creature within 5 feet, as opposed to just each other creature. Temporary hit points are granted regardless of whether the creature already had those. Unearthed Arcana also had a specific name for each of the effects: Note of Destruction, Protection, or Ingenuity. Yes, the feature was called Note of Potential, and now it's Mode. Now these names are gone, and it's just ability check, attack roll, or saving throw. I really like the flavor of this feature. I always find any mechanical interactions between party members very useful and engaging. They are there, mostly spells, but in my experience, players, especially new ones, but not necessarily, tend to dive headfirst into their character sheets and just not pay attention to the actions of fellow players. So anytime the rules encourage you to interact and use strategic thinking, I really like it. That's why I love the Bard class in general. Next we have Performance of Creation. Now this one was a 14th level feature in the playtest version, and now you get it right away as soon as you join the College of Creation. As an action, you can channel the magic of the Song of Creation to create one non-magical item of your choice in an unoccupied space within 10 feet of you. The item must appear on a surface or in a liquid that can support it. Now this last specific statement was written in order to prevent players from spawning iron anvils above people's head and killing them straight away. The gold piece value of the item can't be more than 20 times your Bard level, and the item must be medium or smaller, although this last restriction changes to large and eventually huge when you reach level 6 and 14 respectively. This softly glimmering item will vanish in a number of hours equal to your proficiency bonus. Example items are pretty much everything you can find in Player's Handbook and beyond at your DM's discretion. You can even create armor for your fighter companion. Maybe a rust monster destroyed his old armor set, or maybe you're escaping prisoners. Even something as trivial as a crowbar to open a door or a set of warm clothes to survive a couple of hours in extreme cold might really come in handy. I'm sure that given an interesting problem, you might really surprise yourself and everybody around you with something a lot more clever and unexpected. You can use this feature once a day for free, but you can always expend a spell slot of 2nd level or higher to use it again and again. At level 6, College of Creation Bard gets animating performance, which is arguably the coolest feature of this subclass. As an action, you can animate a large or smaller non-magical item for 1 hour or until it's reduced to 0 hit points, or until you die. The item gets a special stat block, a lot of stats depending on your attributes like level and proficiency bonus, very similar to Artificer's Homunculi. This companion of yours, which can be anything from a tabled or a carpet to a stuffed owlbear, I guess, and which by the way has a flying hovering speed, will always keep your bonus action busy, being able to deal reasonable amounts of force damage. It also has a passive feature called Irrepressible Dance, which can speed up or slow down creatures that start their turn near the construct. The new dancing item stat block somewhat differs from that introduced in the playtest version, including the flying speed that wasn't there before. The hit points formula is a lot simpler too, it's just 10 plus 5 times your Bard level. Something that comes to mind in terms of comparison is Animate Object spell, but even though that spell can bring several objects to life, it only lasts for a minute and requires concentration. Add to the fact that it's a 5th level spell which a Bard gains access to only by level 9. And the last feature we get from the College of Creation is the Creative Crescendo on level 14. It expands the number of items you can create from 1 to your Charisma modifier with a minimum of 2 items. Plus, you are no longer limited by gold value. You're still limited by the size though. Creative Crescendo is something that's completely new. Previously, as I've mentioned before, the 14th level feature was Performance of Creation, which you now get on level 3. And I think it's really cool because it's something that carries the most flavor of this subclass, and waiting all the way to level 14 to get that sounds like a bummer. To me, it seems like this subclass really received some nice improvements since its playtest version. I'm really eager to play it if somebody would be willing to lift the forever DM curse from me. It sounds like a lot of fun, it's a little unusual I guess, probably not to everyone's tastes, but what is? I think any party would benefit from such a Swiss Army knife fellow, kind of almost like an artificer in a way, more on a fairy magical side though. That was the College of Creation Bard review. Feel free to converse and discuss it in the comments section. Share this video if you enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe and turn notifications on so you won't miss any further videos. If you want to support Lutes and Dice, you can do so on Patreon. The link to it is in the description, as well as the links to our Discord server, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Any support is appreciated. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time.